Hello, all you beautiful gamers, collectors, and just people on the internet. How you doing? I am Totem Lord, and today I'm coming back at you guys with another edition of
Moment of Flex.
That's right, Moment of Flex. This is the series where I take a gander at my collection and I look at and I analyze which ones cost the most. Now, I'm not a collector that goes out and seeks out the most expensive game ever. I mostly just go for games that I enjoy. Actually, I'd say about at least 95% of my collection are games that I actually want to play. Not that there's nothing wrong with trying to seek every single game or the most expensive ones. It's just not for me. If I had the wallet to do it, I don't know if I'd do it, honestly. I just want games to enjoy. Life is short. Enjoy it the way you want to. That's my philosophy. But today, we're looking at the games in my Super Nintendo collection. Now, one thing to note is the games or prices on games really seem to fluctuate quite a bit. So if you watch this and you notice, oh, hey, that game's not worth that much, I can guarantee by next week that some of the values on these games change. But that's a whole nother discussion for another time. So let's get down with Moment of Flex and find out my top 5 most expensive games. Now, just like the other Moment of Flex videos, I'm using an app called Retro Game Collector. Such a cool little app. In fact, I'm just going to scroll down just a bit here. Right here, it shows every single game right here with a nice little picture of what it looks like. It is so cool. I absolutely love this app. It's free. Well, it starts off free. It gives you one free console to collect for. So I'm not getting any kickback for it. I'm just giving you a free recommendation. So let's check out my number 5 most expensive game. And that, my friends, is Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Now, this is actually complete. This is a game that I've owned for quite a while. I discovered this when my dad rented it once. Actually, a lot of my exposure was probably from my dad when I was a kid. Good old rentals, am I right? But this game is a 2-player game, and it's just so much fun, but it is also pretty hard. I've actually never beaten this game. I believe I've made it to level 9, and it just whoops me every single time. But it is so good. It's so much fun. It's one of those hard games that you just love to keep on trying. But yes, this is one. I owned the cartridge for the longest time, and I went to a yard sale, and I got pretty chummy with the guy that was running it. He'll show up every now and then and have all these awesome things for sale, and he sold me this box for a like super cheap price. I don't remember how much. I think it was like $5, maybe $10 for just the box, and I was just freaking stoked. That is awesome to get a box. There's nothing in it except for the cardboard, the little white piece that keeps it in there nice, because otherwise you'd hear it kind of bonking around there. And then after that, I just bought the manual online separately. So my number 5 most expensive game is Legend of the Mystical Ninja, and that comes in at $158. Wow, that's actually kind of expensive. But for just the cartridge alone, it's $64. I don't remember what I spent on it. I'm pretty sure I bought it when it was still like pretty cheap, like 20, maybe 30. A lot of my games I really don't spend that much on, with the exception being like about a week or two ago when I blew a bunch of money on like a couple Sega Saturn games, but that's different. Alright, number 5, Legend of the Mystical Ninja. Let's take a look at number 4. Number 4 is Luffy 2, Rise of the Sinistrals. Now this is one I own for just the cartridge, and this is a game I've not yet played. Here's what's really funny. I just got done talking about how I usually don't spend a bunch of money on stuff. This one I did. This one actually cost me $129 from my local game store. And the reason why I did is because I was looking for RPGs to play. And I've heard amazing things about Luffy 2. I think that the series has a pretty decent name, but number 2 is known to be like the best of the best. At least in my research. But yes, this is one. Around taxes, I'll usually blow a bunch of money on some games, or maybe I'll spend a little bit more on, maybe some of the harder to reach games. So, sadly, I've not touched this one. But Luffy 2, number 4, for just the cartridge, is $159. Yowzer. For a complete, if I had it complete, it'd be $330. Oh man, I would love to do that, but for right now, I'm just happy with the cartridge. Alright, that was number 4, Luffy 2, Rise of the Sinistrals. My number 3 most expensive game Don't be fooled when I first show you this, but it is Sparkster. Now, this looks like it's in a box, but with a lot of my games, I like to buy them repro cases to actually keep them in good condition. And these do a really good job. If you're a collector like me, or if you just have Super Nintendo games and you're tired of them kind of flopping around, because when you stack these things, they don't sit very well. Like sometimes like a slight jolt and like all your games come down and you're just but yes, seek these cases out. They're called reproduction cases, and you can usually get them at a pretty good price. The guy I bought them off of, sometimes you do a sale of you buy 2 or 3 and he'll throw in one for free, and they're only like $5 or $6 each. So anyway, that aside, my number 4 game is Sparkster in a pretty case. Now, this is actually a game that a friend left behind. So Sparkster is a game that I played Rocket Knight Adventures as a kid on the Genesis. I used to go to my buddy Levi's house all the time, and he had a Genesis, and yeah, so I got exposure to the Genesis from him. I just had basic games like Sonic, and I don't remember what else right now, but my buddy Levi had Rocket Knight Adventures, and a friend of mine came by named Eli. He's actually been on the channel, Shadow Lord Eli. I think he's for a couple Zelda episodes, but I'm rambling. Sparkster is one that he actually left behind when he moved away, so Eli, if you want your game back, I'd happily give it back, but just know it is in good hands, my friend. Sparkster's a game, so I basically got for free. And to be honest, I didn't even know it existed. I was so happy when I saw it. I was like, oh my god, there's more than one Rocket Knight Adventures game, kind of. So, Sparkster, my number 3 most expensive game, is $183, and that's just for the cartridge. For a complete, this guy is looking at $437. Yikes. And for what if this game had the manual, it'd be $227. That's about that's almost $50 for just the manual. I don't know how much it's going for online, but yes, my number 3 most expensive game, Sparkster, with a reproduction case, just to make it pretty. Alright, we're getting down to the top 2. My number 2 most expensive game is The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Now, whoa, this is actually giving off a lot of glare. That's because this sucker is complete. This is the actual case. I bought some box protectors for my other complete in-box games. This is one that happened to get it. Legend of the Mystical Ninja, I should probably give one to you. But anyway, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, such a great game. There's nothing I could say about this game that other people haven't. You know, people love this game to death. I do have it with box and manual. I think this is another one I got off that guy at the yard sale. He's hooked me up pretty good. Such an amazing guy. I hope I run into him again. I hope he has more sales, because yeah, he knows I'm a video game collector, so yeah, he'll be like, hey, you know, check out the stuff I have, and he'll shoot me bomb deal. So who says bomb? Anyway, for Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past complete is $194. Which for complete, compared to the other 2 games, that's that's like nothing, like less than half than Sparkster was. But Legend of Zelda, it's such an amazing game. For just the cartridge, it's still under $50. That's pretty cool. Link to the Past, you can't go wrong. But you know, there's so many ways that you can play it. You can play it on the Nintendo Switch Online. You can play it on the SNES Mini, other stuff like that. So, number 2, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past complete is my number 2 most expensive game. Now, my number 1 most expensive game. It is not just cartridge. It's not even complete in box, kind of. My number 1 most expensive game is FZero, completely brand new. This sucker has never been opened. In fact, it even still has the hang tab right there. How cool is that? In fact, you can even see some discoloration right there. This is a game I found on OfferUp before I deleted the app, because I hate dealing with people. They always try to lowball you, or sometimes even after they say they'll give it to you, they go and sell it to somebody else. I hate that app. But anyway, this is something I actually bought off somebody for $50 about, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. But yeah, apparently this guy had a bunch of them, or had not a bunch, but he had multiple of them. He's a game store owner, and I'd hit him up every so often, and I was like, you know what? It'd be so cool to own a game, you know, absolutely brand new. So my number one most expensive game is FZero, brand new. And honestly, I'm kind of thinking about opening it, not right now. I would just like to just have that nostalgic feeling of opening it up, and because, you know, games are meant to be enjoyed. I don't want this game to just, you know, sit behind plastic for all its life. Not that it has feelings or anything, but, you know, that's just me. FZero, brand new, goes for $196. That's really not too much, but, you know, FZero was a launch game, and it's pretty common, and there's dozens ways to play it. Not that that has too much going into it as a factor for buying and selling and whatnot, but for just the cartridge for this is 16 bucks, uber cheap. If I had opened this would only be going for $60. I wonder if he was going off that price. I don't know. But yeah, for this sucker, sealed, is $196. And it is the only Super Nintendo game I own that is completely sealed. I do have one NES game, but I showed that off, didn't I? In my other NES video. In my only NES video. But yeah, so as of right now, whenever I release this in February 2022, those are my top 5 most expensive video games. Thank you guys for watching. These videos are so much fun. It's just really fun to just flex. Like I said, I don't have like the most expensive stuff, but it's just really fun to show off. So anyway, if you guys like what I do here and you want to, you know, come by and say hi, I am on the Twitch as Totem Lord Reviews, same icon and everything, pretty easy to find. I do a lot of my retro stuff there. And yeah, having a blast. So if you guys ever want to stop by and say hi, Totem Lord Reviews on Twitch. But anyway, just want to say thank you for coming out. Thank you for checking out my video today. And I hope that you guys have an absolutely lovely day. And I will judge you next time.
1, 2, 3, 4.